Jeffrey and Jessica are not disciplined. Jeffrey can't resist edging his little peepee, and Jessica just can't resist Chad. Because of their lack of discipline, they live terrible lives. They are miserable, fat, and ugly. Just look at them. Disgusting. Adonis and Anastasia are disciplined. They live the best life ever. Adonis built an amazing business that makes money whilst he hunts. And Anastasia improved her health so much so that her children came out superhuman. What an amazing couple. I wonder if they'll adopt me. I used to be so disciplined back in 2020 and 2021. I used to wake up and do 20 minutes of meditation right away, and then I would go and train for like 2 hours outdoors in the mud, in the rain, in the snow. Nothing would stop me. I would come back, meditate another 20 minutes. I would eat clean, zero sugar, work, read for hours, just education, like dopamine detox, no bullshit content, no porn, no video games, no drugs, nothing. And then I would end the day with another 20 minutes of meditation, 1 hour of meditation a day, journaling, reading, everything. And this was not a special day. This was just my normal routine. This level of discipline made me successful so quickly. Within just over a year of living like this, I got over $15,000 a month. Another year after that, it went up to $25,000, $30,000. I carried this momentum, things were awesome, but then I got complacent. I'm already successful. I don't have to do those habits. Why am I gonna go train outdoors? You know, my nice shoes are gonna get wet and muddy. I'm not gonna train outdoors. You don't have to meditate for an hour. You're already rich. I got complacent and I lost so much discipline. And because of that, I ended up losing so much of this success. My YouTube channel plateaued and then even started to go down. My mindset, my mental health, so many things in my life went up when I was doing all of the habits, and then they started to go down, and it made me realize you are never too good to be disciplined. You are never done with discipline. Discipline is a way of life for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter if you're successful or you're not successful, you have to carry it on. And so I had to become so aware of this, that discipline is just something that you need to do for the rest of your life. And then I was able to get back into it. And for almost 90 days in a row, I've meditated every single morning. And recently I've been doing 3 workouts a day: lifting, mobility, kickboxing. Recently I've been making some of the best videos on this channel from the entire year. This feels like season 2 of my discipline. I've regained it back after letting it slide. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to regain your own discipline. The first thing you need to do to regain your discipline, and this is so interesting by the way, you need to remember your exact thought that caused the downfall. Try and think of the first thought, the idea, the belief that popped into your mind that caused you to start slipping up in the first place. So I'll give you an example. A few years ago, my goal inside of like this paid program that I have was 1,000 members. I hit 770 members, and I remember looking at that number, 770, and thinking, you know what? That's pretty good. I'm actually okay now. It was literally like a belief of complacency. Oh, well, you don't need any more than this. And I stopped pushing hard after that moment. Another one of these thoughts was when I stopped meditating. I literally thought to myself one day, you know what? I'm not gonna meditate in the morning anymore because I'll just wake up and work straight away. Instead, I'll just meditate like later on in the day. I never got consistent in meditating later on in the day, and then I just ended up losing that form of discipline. So think back to when you realized your discipline was going downhill. There would have been one specific thought, one idea, one belief that popped into your mind that made you say like, oh, well, I don't really need to do this anymore. Oh, you know what, screw it, I'll just skip that extra workout that I was doing. I'm not gonna do that thing. I'll just start cheating on my diet. What was the original thought? Try and remember it. And so what you need to do to make progress right now is to remember the original thought that caused like your downfall, and then wage war against that kind of belief. It was probably a belief of like complacency, like, oh, well, I don't even need to do this. You know what, like I've been trying to be so disciplined, but like that guy who's got what I want, you know, he's got a girlfriend or something. Well, yeah, he doesn't do these things, so I don't even need to do them anyway. And you know, like you don't have to like even work hard because people scroll and you know, they're still kind of cool, whatever. It was some weak thought that gave you an excuse to not be disciplined. You believed it and your life went downhill. You need to remember that thought and get like angry about it and think to yourself that that thought was complete and utter fucking bullshit, and you need to wage war against it and to have it so clear in your mind that if that same thought pops up in your mind again or something similar, that you will fight and revolt against it. So in very practical terms, like this is no BS advice, this is something so specific for you to do. Think of the kind of thought it was. Was it one that was encouraging you to be complacent? Oh, you don't have to work so hard, whatever it was. and set yourself reminders to not fall for it again. Literally set alarm reminders on your phone. Go on like the notes app of your phone and literally write a note like, okay, don't fall for that kind of thinking again. And then pin that note to the top of your notes page. Go on your calendar, write it there, write it on pieces of paper around your wall. Get obsessed with the idea of not falling for that kind of belief again because it didn't serve you. If that thought has fucked you already, when you become disciplined again, it will pop up again. So you need to safeguard yourself from this happening again. And now the next step in regaining your discipline is so easy. Do exactly what worked last time. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. I know that right now you're watching this video and you've got this sense of like agitation because you used to be more disciplined. And trust me, I get it. There's no worse feeling than feeling like you were better before. I emphasize with you because we both know it feels like shit. Like if your physique was better months ago, or if you were more confident months ago, that feels terrible. But here's the thing. You actually had a form of discipline that was working. You don't need to be all confused and emotional because you literally were doing something that was working. So rather than trying to figure out like, how can I be disciplined again? Just copy exactly what you were doing last time to be disciplined. So what I specifically mean by this is, think about your routine. Think about what you did at what time of the day, like out of every hour of the day from 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., all the way to midnight. What were you doing that made you disciplined? What were the small choices that you made that was making you disciplined? For example, you might have been so disciplined and consistent in the gym because you were taking your gym clothes with you to school or work, and you were just going straight after school or work rather than coming home first. And maybe recently you've been coming home first, saying that you'll go to the gym later, but then you've just been kind of getting lazy. This probably isn't exactly what's happened to you, but you can see it's a very specific example that like you were probably doing something a couple of weeks or months ago that was working, and it was just a slight change to your routine. So to make this so easy, just go back on the exact same routine that you were on before. For me, this was meditating first thing in the morning. When I wake up and I meditate right away, I end up making better decisions throughout the entire day. It really is so significant for me. I have like probably ADHD or some shit, right? Like if I don't meditate, I'm a fucking retard. So when I look back to the time that I was disciplined and one of the things I was doing was meditating first thing in the day, I just thought to myself, okay, screw it. Why am I trying to create a different routine which clearly is not working? I had a routine that was working. I'll just copy that. I'll just wake up and start meditating first thing in the day. And it just automatically, like within one day, made me feel like I was back to the discipline again. So think to yourself how you can just copy the routine, the timetable, the setup, the small little flows that you had back in the day when you were more disciplined. What's slightly different? You've probably changed something about your routine, and that something has just completely destroyed your flow. So basically just abandon what you're doing right now and just copy what you were doing when you were more disciplined. But even if you do that, it's not gonna feel the same. It is so much better when you have like that fire inside of you. And I bet that's probably what you're missing as well. You don't have that fire like you used to a few weeks or months ago. Like picture this, imagine you're a guy who like watches my videos, you've been getting more productive, self-improvement, discipline, you've been going to the gym, things are nice. And then imagine you hear that an old friend from high school, like a friend from high school, has just been shit-talking you. You'll still be doing relatively the same things, you'll still go to the gym tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the time that you normally go, but now just this psychological war is gonna mean that your workout's gonna be like 50% better. You're gonna be hitting a set whilst thinking about that motherfucker, right? This is what you're probably missing. Right now, you're the equivalent of like a sad little limp dick. Honestly, I bet like even the way you're sat right now watching this, like, oh yeah. Scroll to the comments. Hamza takes testosterone. You're basically a flaccid penis right now. How do you start living like a big fucking erect cock again? You need this fire, you need a war, you need an enemy. And the thing is, if you don't have one right now, you can actually just make one up. You can literally just like visualize and feel the pain of like a breakup, of a girl cheating on you, of a friend saying some bullshit about you. You can literally just like pretend that that's happening and you will be filled with the same energy. That's like one of like our God-given gifts is you can literally choose what emotion you want to have. You can choose. It's kind of weird to do this, so most people don't use this gift, but you have the ability right now, like look, turn on anger right now. You can literally just turn it on. You can choose to. You can also turn on humor. You literally just turn on your humor emotion right now. There's no reason why you cannot be smiling right now. There's no reason why you cannot be smiling like throughout throughout the entire fucking day. You can literally choose. You do know, like, I swear to God, I better not be the only fucking guy who knows this. You know that you can quite literally just choose what emotion you want. The only people who don't do this are the guys who are quite stubborn, saying like, oh yeah, right, dude. No, you can't, bro. You know, like these fucking skinny neck little intellectuals who read like Carl Jung or some gay shit like that. No. Just be a fucking retard and decide to be angry when you go to the gym. Decide to smile when you walk downstairs and your mum's making you breakfast. Decide the emotion that you want to have that will serve you most for the situation you're about to get into. This is how you turn that like burning energy back on when you want to really fucking grind hard. You just need to have like a pretend enemy in your mind. I don't know why more guys don't do this. So when it comes to being disciplined, when it comes to self-improvement, choose to be angry when you're hitting a set in the gym. Choose to push past that point of pain. Choose to literally say to the pain, like, come, more pain. More pain. Let me feel that fucking burn in my leg. You do understand this, right? Because most young guys, this gets really fucking deep, right? This is the way to live, but most people won't do this because in some ways, this feels like a bit corny. Like we live in an age where people are so scared of being seen as like cringe or corny that instead of actually improving your own life, you'll just would not want to be like seen by anyone. You'll just kind of put your head down and you'll have the gay hair that like covers your own face. You're hiding away from everyone. Don't live like that. You need to use like this dark energy and you need to have like some loudness to your personality. You need to be able to talk about your goals and dreams. These are the things that will light the fire inside of you. A few months ago when I started to speak about like season 2 of my discipline journey, I spoke about it with such passion and enthusiasm that it's like taken off and people are actually like vouching for me. People are literally commenting like, whoa, Hamza, I can really see you even seem like you've got better energy now in the videos compared to months ago. I'm literally just sat in front of my camera, just like allowing myself to feel like the vigor, the fire that I need for my own journey. And I'm expressing it to you and people can see that. So you need to start talking about this energy you have. Use the comments on my videos, talk to people you know, hype up, tell them what your fucking dream is. And look, if you've got some friends who will call you like corny for being ambitious, they're fucking losers. Literally, don't even fucking hang out with people who will literally like think that it's like cringe for you to have goals in life. Like that's so gay for anyone who's like trying to throttle the ambition of another person. So you need to come over to people who have got the ambition and actually tell them like, oh, this is my goal, this is it. I've started to read the comments on my videos. There's a chance that you will literally tell me what your goals are, how you're doing in life, what your story was, when you were disciplined, when you fell off, and I might even read it myself. Because I don't think you realize like how special this is. You're watching a positive, uplifting, inspiring, educational piece of content right now. You are here learning and trying to become a better person when you could be just doom scrolling and you could be being a degenerate, and you are here educating yourself. That's special. Like honestly, you should like pat yourself in the back for that. For all the distractions that there are in the world, you're here actually genuinely trying to improve. You're not a bad person. You're just someone who's just lost a bit of the discipline, but that's what life looks like. It ebbs and flows. So thank you for being here and taking this journey so seriously. It honestly, like, it warms my heart knowing that I can go out into the real world, learn things, and just come here and just teach you the lesson. And I have like a dedicated fan base, like a follower base of like killers who watch this stuff, like nodding their head, wanting to become like successful and happy and confident, like I've been able to make progress in myself. Like honestly, like people comment all the time and they say things like, oh Hamza, I've been watching your videos for 2-3 years, you've changed my life. And honestly, nowadays I read that comment like, Hamza, you've changed my life, and I just think like, you've changed mine. This is also a part of my own self-improvement discipline journey. This is my act of leadership. I go out into the real world, I try all of the things to improve my own life. I get like scars from implementing these things. And then I just come here and tell you the story so that you can get the lesson without the scar. And knowing that I'm being listened to, knowing that you're here taking my advice, that's like the best thing ever for me. I'm not gonna be some weird fucking influencer who lies and says like, oh, I love you, because I don't even fucking know you, right? But I am proud of the type of person who watches this kind of content, who's educating yourself, even though there's so many other things you could be spending your time on. That's like a good character that you're developing here. You should be proud of yourself, honestly. By you being here, you're not only educating yourself, but you're also helping my self-improvement journey and my family business. So thank you for being here. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.
By the way, no pressure, but there's a few links underneath this video that you can check out if you want to have a look at my paid programs. When you trust me enough and you feel like my free content has already changed your life, you can have a look at those.